Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Jay Dreamers. Recently, I came across this news article that talked about this tree right here in the Redwood and Sequoia National Parks in California. This tree is one of many that had a passage cut through it, as you can see in the picture. Um, and it was recently brought down by a severe winter storm. And this tree, this iconic tree, fell down and made the news. Here's a picture of it after it fell. And immediately when I saw this, I took this as a sign or an omen or what have you, especially given the research I've been doing about the ancient trees and crystals and things that pertain to us today that have trickled down through us throughout history, a hidden history that's been occulted from our view and from our knowledge and hidden from us by the Illuminati and their families. But I want to talk about this for a minute. And like I said, these giant trees that we have today in the Sequoia National Park and Redwood National Parks in California, these trees are thousands of years old. They've stood the test of time, and for me, they're just amazing. They're amazing symbols of the ancient world that I've talked about in many of my past videos about the Silicon Age or the Silica Age or the age a long time ago. If you've seen the No Forests on Flat Earth video, I highly recommend you check it out. If you have not seen it, it basically says that ancient mesas, our mesas that we have today, are stumps of giant, amazing, majestic trees that were cut down in a time long forgotten and hidden from us. So I started thinking about this particular tree and how it finally just blew over in the dead of winter and died. And I started looking at this picture and how strange it is that there's a path going right through this tree when it's so easy to just go around it. It's not so big that a person couldn't walk around it or drive around it or what have you, but they put these tunnels in these trees for a purpose and for a reason. And I'm going to try to connect a few dots real quick. And well, I want to start off with the ancient trees of a long time ago, giant, huge trees that went up miles into the air. These trees today have turned into basically various forms of precious gems and precious stones like the ones you see here, this amethyst crystal. Many of us know that crystals have healing properties. They have energies. They can save energy within them, and many people have crystals for this particular reason. Now imagine a time long ago when there were giant forms of these huge silica trees. Today we actually have caves all over the place underground, usually near places where giant trees once existed, where there's these huge crystals shooting out. This is a real picture right here, and there's many of these caves all around the world of these giant crystals. And this one I thought was particularly interesting, especially since I've been watching Stranger Things. And when this guy goes into this portal, then he actually wears this getup that looks just like this. And I'm going to get into that in a quick minute. I'm sorry I'm going fast. I just don't have a lot of time. So I Googled crystal caves, and lo and behold, the first article that pops up is the crystal caves that are underneath Sequoia National Park, of all places. And if you don't know much about Sequoia National Park and Redwood National Park, it's known for having these giant trees like I've talked about, but it's also known in Illuminati circles and conspiracy circles as the place of the Bohemian Grove, which is where the Illuminati elite meet up for some strange reason in these giant ancient forests. Why would the Illuminati revere revere the symbols of these giant ancient forests and these giant ancient trees? Why would they go there? I think that they're connected. And this is actually a real picture of this crystal cave under Sequoia National Park, and somebody has put up a spiderweb gate entrance, which to me is very symbolic because many of these trees, like I'm going to get into, not only carried power within them, and by power I mean energy, but I speculate that they may have actually been places of so much power and energy that a being could go into these trees through tunnels or whatever it may be, and they could transport. They could go to other dimensions, and they could go to places of higher vibrational frequencies or lower vibrational frequencies. Now, it's interesting to me that this one has a spider web in it, because the spider web and the spider is an Illuminati symbol of their god and how they've woven these webs for us to be caught in. Another picture I'll share with you is, this is the Elchris tree, which for me is basically the word crystal backwards. Anyways, this is the Elchris tree from the Shannara Files. If you don't know much about this show, I highly recommend checking it out as well. I'll get to that in a minute. Hold on. The Elchris tree in the show basically is this huge living tree where these elves revered the tree because the tree held within it the magic to keep the demons locked into another dimension, a lower vibrational dimension. And it was said in the show that when this tree started to die and each leaf would hit the ground and it would die, it would start releasing the bridge between the lower between another dimension and our dimension, our realm and another realm. So in the show, this tree starts to die, the Elchris tree starts to die, and demons start popping up and they're released from their abyss. And the main character has to actually go grab a seed and bring the seed back to the tree, and she enters into the tree and becomes one with this tree. This is the Elchris tree right here. As you can see, it's also kind of a twisty formation, which I think is also interesting given the whole Jack and the Beanstalk stories and things of that nature. But this is the Elchris tree that she went into, and basically she was able to use the trees to keep the demons locked back into their own like fourth dimension negative realm. This is another picture. I'll show you a better picture of it. This is from Stranger Things. This is a scene in the movie or in the show where, as you can see, there's this tree right here, and this girl went into the tree and she's trying to get out of it now because she crawled into a portal to another realm, to another frequency and another dimension by going through this tree. So all these examples of this started popping into my head, of the trees being places of portal, places of energy, places where souls can live in or go through in order to get to another dimension. This is I think it's called the Tree of Souls from Avatar. And here's another example. This is the tree from Sleepy Hollow. The Headless Horseman actually dives into this tree, and when they open it up, it's got like dead people in it. And so this tree was containing these negative souls, or this one particular negative soul, the Headless Horseman. Another example is this is the tree from the movie, what is it? Ferngully. Yeah, I had to look at my movies. This is from Ferngully. Now, this tree was actually created, and as you can see, it's kind of a twisty shape as well. This tree locked in this evil bad guy in the movie called Hexus, all right? And he's basically a demonic entity from another realm, from a lower vibrational realm. This is the classic picture from The Princess Bride. I think these trees are kind of creepy because to me they look like hands that are like sticking up out of the ground, like giant hands. That's going to get into a whole nother topic with the giants and mud fossils, which I will be touching on in the future. But Inigo and Andre the Giant, or Fezzik in the movie, they go into this tree and they actually descend into these lower realms where their friend is being tortured, and it's not seen as a good place when they go into it. I'm not saying that all trees or that these ancient trees were portals to only a negative realm. I think it depended upon the spirit that entered into it, and the energy and the thoughts and intentions of the person who was within that tree. They would be able to basically use the power, the energy that was stored up within this crystalline type trees to enter into other realms or other dimensions. Here's another example. This one is from Pan's Labyrinth. Excuse me. And Although I did not watch the entire movie, I do plan on watching it. I was a little disappointed when I rented it a while back and it was in all Spanish and I didn't know that. But anyways, here's the main character here. She actually goes into this tree as well. She enters into another world type place. And as you can see, this reminded me of Alice in Wonderland because she's sort of dressed like Alice with the apron. The apron is an Illuminati symbol that they are always using and wearing. So, speaking of Alice in Wonderland, here is an iconic scene from the movie where the Cheshire Cat pulls on a branch and opens the tree, and she goes into the tree and travels into another realm and a completely different place. And man, I think that's all the pictures. Okay, cool. I thought I wouldn't have time to do this video, but anyways, so to sort of sum up. I saw that the original picture of the tree that was cut, and I believe that these Illuminati type people, these Freemasons, that they've cut these portals into these trees for a purpose, not just because it looks fun to go into a tree or through a tree. I absolutely think that there are other worlds that sort of coexist with ours, that there are other realms, that there are other dimensions and frequencies that are just out of sight from our world and our realm. And things like this are the physical shadow or the physical representation of what you would actually see were you to be able to go into that other realm or that other world. I'll probably touch on this more tomorrow whenever I do my my Stranger Things, because in Stranger Things they really get into this. But I just thought it was really interesting, and I absolutely think that they have cut these portals into these trees in order to intensify their rituals and talking and communicating and trying to go into these other dimensions, or letting beings out, letting these demonic spirits out from these other dimensions. Now, I do want to clarify, I love the idea of these ancient trees. I love the concept of the ancient world that's been hidden from us, and the libraries of the world were burned because they had this information of a realm that was long forgotten before it was torn down and destroyed. And that's the thing, is these were sort of silica crystalline trees of energetic power. And this was a world full of mythical type. It was basically for us a mythical world, a fantastic movie-like world, and that's why you see these images in movies. This is actually a real image that we have to look at and to refer to. All the rest of these images, for the most part, were shots from movies, except for these crystalline caves and such. But I do think that these trees were absolutely places of energetic power, that in this ancient world, that what we call magic today was abundant, and it was natural, and it was normal amongst the beings of this realm. And they were able to share a oneness with all things, including these trees and including these silica portals that basically we have remnants of today that look like this underground. When these trees have been uprooted and taken out or cut down or what have you, we have these caves and these tunnels where I wonder if, you know, this is just a part of the tree that's left behind, that's underground. And it seems to me that the trees of old, these ancient giant trees, were cut down to deny us access to this power that came along with these crystals and these trees that basically turned into our crystals of today and our precious gems and things of this nature. So we were denied access into these other realms, and I wonder if the Illuminati and the elite, that they have special places reserved only for themselves, that have not been totally destroyed, and that they use these places as portals of communication, or like communication hubs for their darker energies that they worship. So, anyways, I guess that's it. I can't believe I did that whole video on time. So thank you so much for watching. Definitely leave some comments and let me know what you think. And And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye.